I never meant for it to happen like that. One moment, I was standing in the bathroom, steam curling around me like silk, a towel barely clinging to my damp skin, and the next, the door swung open, and there he was, Logan Bennett, my best friend Harper's older brother. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. And one request, please always keep a smile on your face. I never meant for it to happen like that. One moment, I was standing in the bathroom, steam curling around me like silk, a towel barely clinging to my damp skin, and the next, the door swung open, and there he was, Logan Bennett, my best friend Harper's older brother. It was the 4th of July weekend. Harper had invited me to her family's lake house. Just a few days to relax, soak up the sun, laugh like we used to. I hadn't expected Logan to be there. Last I heard, he was living in Seattle, working non-stop at some tech startup. But apparently, plans had changed. No one told me. And I should have locked the door. That thought came too late. My pulse jumped as Logan froze in the doorway. His eyes widened for a second, before he quickly turned away, like a gentleman. But not before I saw the flicker of something in his gaze. Something hot. Something curious. Something I hadn't seen in his eyes before. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," he stammered, backing out quickly, pulling the door shut behind him. His voice was deeper than I remembered. Rough. Smooth. Like bourbon over ice. I stood there, towel tight around me, my heart thudding hard in my chest. I hadn't seen Logan in over 2 years. Back in high school, I had the most hopeless crush on him. He was older, confident, quiet, but magnetic. And now? Now he was even more of everything. Broader, more defined, a little scruffy, a little dangerous. I thought I was over it. But the second he walked in on me like that, I knew I wasn't. I rushed through, drying off, my cheeks burning with embarrassment, and something else I didn't want to name. When I stepped out into the hallway, I could hear Harper and her mom laughing downstairs, probably making sandwiches and sweet tea. I tried to sneak quietly back to the guest room, but fate had other ideas. As I opened my door, Logan stepped out of his, shirtless, just sweatpants, low on his hips. His body looked carved by long hours and quiet discipline. We both froze. He tried not to look, but his eyes drifted briefly toward my damp hair, the curve of my shoulder, the way my tank top still clung to me. "Hey," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. "Sorry again. About earlier." "It's fine," I said, maybe too quickly. "My fault. I should have locked the door." He smiled, just a little. "Crooked. Kind of sexy. You settling in okay?" "Yeah," I said softly, trying not to think about how good he smelled. Like clean soap and heat. For a moment, we just stood there. Not speaking. Not moving. Just feeling. "I'll see you downstairs," I whispered, slipping into my room before I did something stupid. Like tell him I used to dream of him. Like confess that I'd never been looked at the way he looked at me, accident or not. That night, after fireworks painted the sky, and the lake had gone still and silver, I couldn't sleep. I padded down to the kitchen barefoot, hair messy, t-shirt soft against my skin. And there he was, Logan, barefoot too, leaning on the counter, a glass of lemonade in his hand. "You too?" he asked, voice low and tired. "Too hot," I replied, smiling. "And too many thoughts." He slid a glass toward me, already poured. I figured. Our fingers brushed as I took it, and a spark danced straight up my spine. We stood there for a moment, the fridge humming quietly behind us, the air heavy with something we didn't want to name. "You've changed," he said finally, watching me carefully. I blinked. "Is that a good thing?" He smiled. "It's a very good thing. You always had something. But now it's like, you walk into a room, and everyone feels it." I stared into my glass. "You don't have to say that." "I know," he replied. "But I want to." He took a step closer, when I walked in on you earlier." He stopped, eyes on mine. I haven't stopped thinking about it since. I could barely breathe. "I haven't either," I admitted. He reached out, tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. His touch was light, but it lit up every inch of me. We didn't kiss that night, but everything had changed. Over the next few days, the tension only grew. Every glance, every touch, every moment by the water. It was like we were orbiting each other, waiting. Then, one afternoon, Harper left for town with her parents. Just errands. Groceries. We were alone. I sat on the dock, dipping my toes into the lake. My sundress clung to my thighs, the sun warm on my skin. Logan sat beside me. Close. Too close. "So, what are we doing?" I asked quietly. He looked over. "What do you mean?" "This." The looks. The late-night talks. The tension. He was quiet for a long beat. "I don't know," he said finally, "but I don't want to stop." I turned my head, slowly. "You're Harper's brother. And you're the only person I've wanted to kiss in a long time." I felt the words sink in, then rise up like fire. "Then kiss me," I said. And he did. Soft. Careful. Then deeper. Hotter. My heart felt like it would burst. I couldn't feel the dock beneath me, just his lips, and the way he touched my waist like he'd wanted to forever. When we finally pulled apart, I didn't want it to end. And that kiss changed everything. That night, I sat on the back porch, barefoot, hugging my knees to my chest. The lake still. The stars bright. Logan joined me. "I think I'm falling for you," he said. I swallowed. "You barely know me." He shook his head. "I know enough. I know I can't stop thinking about you. That you make me laugh, and calm me down, and speed me up all at once." I looked at him. Really looked. And whispered, "This is crazy." He smiled. "Maybe. But crazy has never felt this right." We kissed again. Longer. But a creak from the hallway snapped us apart. We parted. Hearts racing. The next morning, Harper gave me a strange look. "You okay?" she asked. "Didn't sleep well," I lied. Later that day, after a walk through the woods, I stepped into the shower again. Steam rising around me. Heat fogging the glass. And once again, the door creaked open. Logan. This time, he didn't turn away. "I knocked," he said. "You didn't answer." I didn't speak. "You didn't leave," I said softly. "No," he replied. "Because I didn't want to." He stepped in, closed the door behind him. Slowly. The air between us was fire. "I don't care anymore," he whispered. "Not about rules. Not about timing. I want you, Ava. All of you." I stepped out, wrapped in a towel, water dripping to the floor, heart pounding harder than ever. "This is dangerous," I whispered. "So am I," he said. "When it comes to you." We didn't go too far that day, but inside, we had already fallen. When the weekend ended, I thought it was goodbye, but he didn't let go. He called. He visited. He asked me to come to Seattle, and I said yes. Now, a year later, we're still together. Harper found out. At first, she was shocked. But then, she smiled. "You break her heart." "I break your face," she told him. He just laughed. Not a chance. And now, every time we tell our story, we both smile. Because it started with one awkward moment, when my best friend's brother walked in, while I was still wet. And somehow, that was the beginning of everything.